Welcome to the Occupational Safety Leadership Podcast, episode number 81. Here's where we're going to talk about improvement. ISO 45001. Let's just dive right in. For those of us just joining in, ISO 45001 is a international standard that sets a effective occupational health and safety management framework, basically based off of the Plan, Do, Check, Act. And this is where we're going to identify, control, and minimize risks to safety and health in the workplace. Very short section, improvement. This is where we're going to look at how that we're going to take corrective actions to address the non-conformities. Basically, they call the accident, an incident, all that kind of stuff, a non-conformity because you're not conforming to the standard, thus it's a non-conformity. The big thing that we want to do is to continuously improve the performance, which means we want to solve for root cause. We want to learn from these incidents. We want to implement preventive measures. We want to do everything we can. Part of this, of course, is almost like publishing the lessons learned. There's a lot of companies that when they go out and implement ISO 45001, say for the sake of argument, they own 10 different plants or places or workplaces, you might find exactly the same situation in a couple of these. So as part of the lessons learned is how do I get the word out to the other workplaces and say, I found this at mine. You probably have the same thing at yours as well. So I think it's a fantastic way of helping to get the word out to make sure, because if it happened once, it can always happen again. So part of this, of course, is we sit down and we monitor and measure the corrective actions that we take. We just don't sit down and say, all right, you do this and you do that and then call it good. We have to actually track these. So we set up some kind of a system that says Jones will do the following thing. Here's the estimated funds. Here's exactly when it's going to be done by. So Smith may have to go back and look at the hazards, implement the following corrective actions, or it could literally just be we have to change the processing spec and do different things. But whatever that corrective action is, we have to monitor, measure it, make sure that it actually happens. There's a lot of times when an incident happens, we all agree on the following things have to be done, and then life just gets in the way. We get pulled in different directions. So we have to have a way of going back and saying, did it actually happen? And that is it for episode number 80, ISO 45001, where we talked about the improvement aspect out there. So this was a very short and sweet section because it's really hard to come up with something that's going to be, here's a 100% answer that works. Here's a yes, here's a no, here's a so episode number 81, ISO 45001 is complete. Thank you for joining me and have a safe day.